Good morning and welcome to what I'm going to call Thriving Thursday. This is what happens when you're just not feeling Wellness Wednesday. So, for those of you that were looking for me yesterday, I apologize. It just it just didn't happen. It didn't happen for a couple of different reasons. And then I'm going to share with you what I did to counteract those reasons. So, yesterday I started, yay, my first day of my training on my bodybuilding, moving towards the competition, the end of the year or very beginning of next year. And then I don't know, my energy dropped like a lead balloon and I had to try to figure out like what was going on. And I think part of it was a reality check. So I've been excited about getting started on this journey, and now it's not even like it's much different than what I've been doing. I go to the gym probably 5, 6-ish times a week. Been watching my macros, tracking my macros for years. But did any of you ever like be just doing something and then all of a sudden you commit to something and it changes the whole dynamic of it? I think that's what happened. So, anyway, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Susan Whittemore. I'm a growth coach and, just lover of active aging. And I want to share with you tips and resources to help us be the best us at any age. And being real vulnerable. This is kind of, I think, what I'm in between because I had committed to bringing people along on my journey with this bodybuilding competition that I'll be doing at about the age of 67. I'll be 67 in December. And it's something I've wanted to do since I was in my 30s. And you know what? Do it now, do it now, do it now. And I have just made the decision to do that. I want this, though, to not be about my bodybuilding journey. I want this to be about believing in ourselves, being the best us at any age, knocking down those barriers that so many of us women feel that age defines us, right? It's like, we've raised our children, or when our children go off to college, it's like, where did I go? Who is this person that I see in the mirror? And being able to regain that identity. So I want your help. I need your help with this. And thank you so much for all of you that join me and support me. Comment below so that I know you're seeing me. And if you've got any questions, please reach out. But I need your help on this because I want this to not be about me. I want this, obviously, this is my journey, but I want to bring you along with me as I go through the ups and the downs and the trials and the victories of this almost 1 year journey that I'm going to be on. How is it that my journey can help you? Now, I had kind of an interesting comment the other day. It was like, yeah, okay, skinny bitch. I was like, oh, okay. I want to address that because there was a time, I've been blessed with good genetics. I'm not going to say that I haven't. However, I could have taken those genetics and brought them in any direction. I just could have, as any of us could have and may have. Um, I've worked hard most of my life. I've worked hard at staying fit, mostly disciplined in my eating. I would say when I got into my 30s, early 30s, is when fitness really became a priority. It really became kind of the focal point of who I had decided to be. There was a time I remember when I was first married when I was 20, and I this is not bashing my, I call him my husband instead of my ex-husband. I think husband is a little more positive. You, those of you that follow me, you know that. He was pretty to the point about things. And I remember I put on maybe 10 pounds, maybe even a little bit more. I think maybe eating 10 pounds of saltwater taffy on my honeymoon might have had a little something to do with that. But anyway, I started running in the morning before I went to work. And I remember coming home and he was like, "Well, I don't ever have to worry about anybody picking you up." And I thought, wow, we've talked about this imaging thing. I didn't put my makeup on. I threw on a cap and went on my way. It's those little messages that made me not quite feel enough. However, it did, I guess, put things in perspective the way I only knew how to accept them. So there wasn't always, fitness wasn't always in my younger years. I think we go about our sports and all of this through school, and then all of a sudden your life changes and you're married and you're cooking for yourself and you're doing all sorts of things. What is it when you go to college? They call it the college 15, something like that. Well, mine was the marriage 10, or marriage 15, however many it was, doesn't matter. But I guess my point is, when I got the "oh yeah, skinny bitch" comment the other day, it made me recognize that I need to find a way that I can help everyone that's in this, um, because we don't just appear thin, fit. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's a journey. So I want you, please, to help me to understand how I can bring everyone into this journey so that it benefits. What do you need? What are you looking for? How can I help you on your journey? Bodybuilding isn't everybody's jam. I get it. I get it. It is mine though. And um and that's and, and that's what I am going to do. But I want this to somehow help you to be able to incorporate, whether it's by how to track macros. I'd be happy to, you know, share with you how I plan my day, and even to incorporate my nighttime wine. I really enjoy, my husband and I enjoy that time together, and we have a glass or two of wine. I don't want this to totally shift my lifestyle that I'm not going to live. This is my lifestyle. And that's why I track kind of ahead of time. I know what I'm going to eat for dinner. I know what I'm going to make. So I kind of work backwards with that. And so that I can reach my macros. So if anybody wants help with that, how do you track your food? How do you go about that? My Fitness Pal is what I use, and I know a lot of other people do, but there are several other apps. And reach out to me if you use another app, because I think it would be amazing if you would share what it is you do that helps you on your road to success. I know three or four women that are past 40, I'm going to say. I might be stretching that a little bit, but who have done a bodybuilding journey, and they have reached out to me and said, "Hey, let me know if you want some help. I can help you, whether it's up here that you've got to get it straight, or what is it that helped me along some of those peaks and valleys of traveling this journey." So we are all in this together. And that's how I want this to be. I don't want this to be about me. I want this to be about us. What do you need to maybe live the healthiest life you've ever lived from 40 on, or to fulfill some goals that you have had in your heart since you were a young person? You're never too old to start to live the dreams that have been placed in your heart, even if they were a long time ago. And I shared, I have wanted to do this journey, this bodybuilding journey, since I was in my 30s. So, how did I handle Wellness Wednesday? Not so well yesterday. That's why we're having a thriving Thursday. Like I said, I was excited to start my journey, and then I kind of bottomed out. And I'm entitled to that, right? To have a little pity party to like figure out what's going on. But I'm going to share with you what I did to kind of um, get through it. First of all, I didn't shame myself for not showing up on Wednesday. I've committed to that. Um, However, I don't think it was the type of thing that I know people, if I don't show up on a Wednesday, that they'll reach out and say, "Hey, everything okay? I kind of was looking for you." And I am so grateful for that. However, I didn't shame myself for not showing up. It went, till maybe 6 o'clock that night, last night. And I kept saying, I should go on, I should go on. And I just, I wasn't in it. And so gave myself permission to let that happen because it's okay. It's okay when that happens. And then I took um, a bath with Himalayan salt. So you can either use Epsom salt or Himalayan salt, whatever you have. Um, Himalayan salt is said to have a little higher vibration. So I knew that vibrationally, I wasn't feeling it. My vibration was definitely low, and I knew that that needed to be elevated. So I took the time for me after I had done dinner and picked up, um, did my thing. I went in and just really took care of me. I listened to an amazing meditation while I was in the tub and with this Himalayan salt. And I do something. I don't know if any of you have ever done the technique of cutting cords. Cutting cords, it's a process where if you are carrying around stuck energy, old stuff from other people, other things, um, cutting the cord is I've got a new twist on this that I really like a lot. So cutting the cord is when you think about the situation that is no longer serving you. Okay, whether it's a person that's in your life that has really caused you heartache and harm. Um, we have these attachments that when we are complete with them, we do this meditation and you actually envision yourself, either cutting the cord, taking big scissors, cutting through this cord. It's called the cord of attachment. And severing it. You physically sever that. Well, no, that's not right. You envision severing that cord, which breaks that connection. And then you do this meditation where you can put it in a bubble, you can put it in a balloon, you can put it in anything that you can put it on a cloud, anything that you can see just kind of drifting away, and always for the betterment of all. Okay. So we're not only just taking care of ourselves with this, but we're including taking care of the other party that's involved in this so that that energy can go back to them for their highest good, for them to learn and grow. So the new twist that I just learned on this, and I like it because sometimes it always felt like, not always, but it felt like there was still a little bit of that attachment. So this was a technique that I learned while soaking in a bath salt, whether it's Himalayan or Epsom or whatever, the salt that vibrationally connects with you. Um, it's you actually, instead of a cord, you envision um, this feeling, this person, the situation as a weed. And when you do that by soaking in the water, I want you to think about after a rain. You know how the weeds come up and then you just so simply can pull them out right by the root. That's exactly what you can do in this tub, in this soaking, is rather than envision yourself with these big scissors cutting that cord, separating yourself from that no longer serves you, you actually can envision it as a weed that you're plucking out by the root. Now, that is a vision that I was able to really connect with. because I know that by pulling out through the root, that it's not going to grow back, right? But sometimes if we cut that weed off, or don't get the whole thing before we know it. We were in Arizona, and oh my gosh, things like grow like this. We had a tree cut down, and we had the stump removed, or so we thought. As soon as it started getting more water, that tree just started to grow. And I do that relationship, I do that visualization of pulling that weed out by the root, and actually seeing it and trashing it, or whatever you do with it, so that it no longer is in that fertile soil that's going to grow. So that's just something that I have learned that I love. And when you do that in a bath, a soaking bath, it's just like what you're doing is you're soaking that weed down to the root, so that it so easily can just be plucked out. So I hope you've enjoyed that little tidbit. I know it helped me a lot yesterday. It helped me to raise my vibration. It helped me to get unstuck, kind of get out of my pity party. I just took time for me. I didn't, engage in conversation with my husband, because it wasn't going to be positive. I just knew that because of where I was at. So the other day, I talked about perspective, and how so many times when arguments or disagreements or whatever it is happen, it's because of how, whether it's the tone of voice, the words that are spoken are being perceived. And I just knew that how I was going to speak to him wasn't going to serve either one of us. So fortunately, I live with a beautiful person that um, gets me. He recognizes when I need my space. I recognize when he needs his space, and we honor that. So I was able to go in and really take good care of myself. And today's a new day. I feel amazing. So thank you for not shaming me into not showing up on Wellness Wednesday, and thank me for not shaming me for that. We all just need to live by extending grace, whether it's to ourselves or to others. So I hope that you found value in this. If you did, there's three little buttons that you can push that will give you notification when I go live, which is usually on Wednesdays at one time or another. But if I'm not feeling Wellness Wednesday, you'll see me here on Thriving Thursday. Again, comment below. Please let me know that you joined me. Let me just check here. I think I've got a couple of comments. I do. Yes, thank you, David. I'm so happy that you joined me. I'm always so grateful, and I appreciate your comments and any recommendations or what's worked for you. That's how I really, um, I want to make these lives about that. So again, thank you for joining me. Until next week, be happy, healthy, and safe. But please, 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 always be kind. Take care. Bye.